Right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Tech Tuesday. New Year 2025. And all the New Year's resolutions that come out this time of the year, I've quit doing that many moons ago. But I decided to link in with that theme by talking about a healthy new you. And that's loose words. We often talk about becoming a new you and becoming healthy. And what does it mean? What do we actually need to do to become that healthy new you? So let me share and put that down. So my question is, what does it take for a healthy new you? And do we need to supplement or not? If you speak to most medical professionals and even a lot of health coaches, they will tell you, you don't need to supplement. Often personal trainers will tell you the same thing. You don't need to supplement. You can get everything you need from your diet. But they all make the same mistake. Because technically, what they're saying is correct. You can get everything you need from your diet. However, the question should actually be, are you getting everything you need from your diet? For instance, to boost your immune system, are you eating in excess of 6 kilograms daily, spread over 3 meals a day, of raw, organic, non-GMO, fat-soluble, carotenoid-rich, colored fruits and veggies? I know I'm not. Are you getting your optimal serving of 3 to 4 servings of whole grains, organic, non-GMO, daily? And whole grain isn't always whole grain. And that'll be the subject for another talk at some stage, where I'll talk about what does it mean? What do the terms organic mean? What does the term GMO mean? I'll get into that. It's another day's talk, not just yet, but that'll come sometime during the year. But that's just one of the things, and that's just the basics. And now there are certain other times where the basics don't work for you. If you're an athlete, you practicing for the comrades, for instance, you need a lot more nutrients than what you're getting from your diet, because otherwise you won't have time to run, because all you'll be doing is stuffing your face full of food. Even the bodybuilders, they consume huge amounts of food on a daily basis. And especially the professional guys, they eat the food because they are quite scared about what they're getting in supplements. Now, do you need to supplement? It depends on if you're not getting enough from your diet. Obviously, a good balanced diet is your basis. That's your key. That's your core. Because if you're not getting a balanced diet, taking a supplement is really not actually doing yourself a good service, because the supplement is exactly that. It's in conjunction to your diet. So you start with a good balanced diet. But if you're pregnant, if you are ill, you're taking medication, you're an athlete, it is a good idea to supplement, because you are not going to be getting what you need from your diet. And you're needing that extra bit, but do you need the extra calories? It's just those little things. And then when it comes to supplementation, I've had a few people say to me just recently, yeah, we know we need to supplement, but what do you take? I know, yeah, I think I need to have some calcium because I've got osteoporosis. And I said, yes, but are you taking the correct one? When are you taking it? Is it food sourced? And they just look at you and they go, I don't know. Because if you're not getting a chelated calcium that is mixed with magnesium and vitamin D for optimal absorption, you're probably wasting your money, because 90% of it is going to be going straight through your system and into the toilet. And that is why a lot of medical people will tell you you don't need to supplement because it's just a waste of money. It becomes very expensive, vitamin P. If you are taking synthetics, they are very true. They are very correct at saying supplementation doesn't work because synthetics generally don't. And when you go to the shops, you go to these big stores and you look at the shelves, and all you see are these long shelves full of supplements. And there's the chewable, and there's the swallowable, and there's the this one, and there's the that one, and there's this brand and that brand, and you end up going, well, there's a multivitamin over there for 300 Rand, and there's a multivitamin over here for 150 Rand. It's a multivitamin. Let me just take the cheaper one. Why? You need to know what is in that supplement. Is it actually working as a supplement? Is it going to work for you? And this is where we're going to get into how to choose high quality vitamins and supplements. In my personal opinion, if you're going to spend money on something, you may as well spend money wisely. Invest in yourself, invest in your body. You've only got one body and it only lives once. So invest in it. Spend that money wisely. You can spend thousands on supplements every month, but if your body's not absorbing them, what is the point? There's always been a big debate in the healthcare industry. Do we or do we not need to supplement? And this is a question each individual needs to ask themselves. Doctors will generally tell you you don't need to supplement as you can get everything you need from your diet. As Dr. Ron Lawson put it, your question should actually be, am I getting enough nutrition from my diet? And remember, diet is what you eat. Nutrition is what your body absorbs. So even if you are getting your high quality vitamins and supplements, even if you are eating a high quality diet, if your body isn't absorbing it, it's a wasted exercise. So if your answer is no to the diet part, then you need to look at taking supplements. But which one do I need to take, and which brand is best, and why? The nutrition or alternative health market is huge. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, equal and actually overtaking the pharmaceutical industry. Now, the pharmaceutical industry knows this. They know that people are looking for alternatives to medication. So they've hopped on the bandwagon. And the big difference is when you make up a pharmaceutical drug, there's a whole lot of hoops that you've got to jump through with the FDA checking and approving and making sure. And you've got to prove that your drug isn't going to kill everybody when they take it. It can kill a few people, but not everybody. And that's a very regulated thing. So if the FDA comes along and they check and they look at the tablet and they say, you say it's got XYZ in it, we're going to do a random test, and they need to find XYZ in their tablet. Otherwise, they scrap the whole thing. Now, the supplement market is different. It's not regulated by anybody. So anybody can buy a capsule. You can buy them freely. Anywhere sells these little empty capsules. And you can crunch up some tea leaves or some whatever plant you can get, and you crush it up finely. It looks very impressive, and you pump it in there, and they say, and you can market it and say, this will cure you of XYZ, and research says that this is very good for you. But that's as far as I get. So the terms are very, very loose. And as I said, completely unregulated. So where's the difference between nutrients in food versus vitamin and mineral supplements? Eating a variety of foods is the best way to ensure that you're meeting your vitamin and mineral needs. After all, different foods contain varying amounts and combinations of nutrients. And this is the big thing as well, because in food, you're going to have a little bit of vitamin A and a little bit of vitamin C and a little bit more of zinc and a little bit less of magnesium or whatever. And you've got B1 and you've got B6 and you've got B3, and they come in different amounts. And if you eat cauliflower, for instance, you're going to have those things in there. If you eat broccoli, you're going to have those things in there. but you're going to have different ratios and different amounts. For example, citrus fruits are known for being high in vitamin C, while leafy greens are an excellent source of vitamin K. In addition to vitamins and minerals, foods contain other essential nutrients, including protein, healthy fats and fiber, all of which are needed for overall health and optimal bodily functioning. Furthermore, plant-based foods, in particular, are rich in antioxidants and phytochemicals, two classes of compounds that are linked to benefits of reduced inflammation and protection against chronic disease. And remember, we've spoken about this before, but disease is caused by inflammation. So if your diet is very high in inflammatory foods, your risk of getting disease is much greater. If your diet is rich in anti-inflammatory foods, your risk of getting ill is lower. So ideally, you need a good balance between your inflammatory and your anti-inflammatory. From individual vitamins and minerals to blends of nutrients and herbs, there are numerous supplement products on the market that claim to provide specific health benefits. Because you've got the whole full alphabet out there. You've got vitamin A and vitamin B and vitamin C and D and E and F and K and all sorts of different things. And you literally got this whole alphabet soup over there. But what do they do? How do they work? Due to limited regulation, it's not always clear which supplements are high quality, nor which are a waste of your money or even potentially dangerous. And some people will say, okay, if you put a big price on a supplement, it must automatically be a better quality product. I mean, you take a German vehicle that costs 1.5 million to a Japanese vehicle that also has all the same, pretty much the same bells and whistles, but costs 600,000. Which one is the better one? Automatically, you assume that the German vehicle at 1.6 million must be the better quality than the Japanese vehicle at 600,000. Is there a difference? Hard to tell. So what are supplements, vitamins, minerals, and proprietary blends? These are all funny terms and words that you'll see thrown about when you go shopping for these things. Supplements are products that are taken by mouth and contain a dietary ingredient such as vitamins, minerals, herbs, and botanicals, amino acids, enzymes, probiotics, antioxidants, or other nutrients. They're available in numerous forms, including capsules, gummies, tinctures, powders, and liquids. And dietary supplements are typically marketed as an easy and efficient way to boost your physical or mental health. Because imagine you've got to go now pick up a whole variety of different veggies and meat and all sorts of different things, and you put it all together and you put this on your plate and you go, okay, I'm going to have X amount of vitamin B from that part of my plate, and I'm going to have Y amount of vitamin C from that part of my plate. That's not how it works. You're eating the food, and your body figures out all the rest. Other important definitions to understand when looking at supplements include words like vitamins. And vitamins are the essential nutrients that your body needs to function properly and to stay healthy. Many help to regulate vital metabolic functions, including growth, nerve function, and digestion. And then you get them broken down into two different sources as well. You get the fat-soluble vitamins, and these are vitamins that dissolve in fat and can be stored in your body. And they include things like vitamin A, D, E, and K. And then you get your water-soluble vitamins. And these are vitamins that dissolve in water and are not stored by the body. And they include things like vitamin C and B, both complexes. And the next thing you get are minerals. Minerals are inorganic elements that are essential for specific bodily functions, such as growth, bone health, and fluid balance. For healthy bones, having a lot of vitamins isn't going to do much. Having a lot of minerals, on the other hand, is going to work a whole lot better. For a healthy gut, And for a healthy heart, having a lot of minerals aren't going to work as effectively as having a lot of vitamins. And then you have a thing called a proprietary blend. Proprietary blend is a unique combination of ingredients that's created by a supplement manufacturer. Oftentimes, it's hard to tell from the label how much of each ingredient the blend contains because they will simply put on there, it's a proprietary blend. You can even see it on our products. You have a proprietary blend of vitamin C and rosehip and various other things. And that just simply means that they've put together a unique recipe, very similar to the KFC recipe. There are people who have copied it, but it's not the same. The same as Coca-Cola. That is a specific recipe. There have been others that have tried to mimic it, but it's not the same because it's a proprietary blend. Same as medication. You get your original and you get the generic. The original would be your proprietary blend. Generic is similar, but not always the same. Now, the big question is, why a supplement? According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, they suggested in 2002 that the time had come where virtually everyone should supplement the diet for prevention of chronic disease. Prior to 2002, that little story of you can get everything you need from your diet was a whole lot truer than from 2002 onwards, because the research has proven otherwise. And as we know, medical research is ongoing, and what was true in the year 2000 was proven to be not as true in 2002 and 2004 and 2006. And there's always ongoing research, and with time they can see further back the effects of certain things. Foods should be free from toxic contamination. They should not be fragmented, and they should be selected and prepared for optimal content of the widest possible spectrum of nutrients. Does this happen in factory farms, commercial farms? Just like commercial chickens, they want to get that chicken from the egg to adulthood or commercially viable as soon as possible. You don't want to wait for 2 years for your chicken to become viable, because that just doesn't work. You want that chicken to look the size of an adult chicken in about 6 months or less. Same with food. You don't have the time, a crop of sugarcane, for instance, up in northern Zululand area, they harvest that twice a year because of the high humidity, the heat. It grows a lot quicker over there than it does down here on the south coast. On the south coast, they only harvest once a year. And foods are pretty much the same thing. You put it in the greenhouse, it grows quicker. You put it in certain soils, you put certain nutrients and things in there, and it grows quicker. But that quick growth causes you to lose some nutrients. People generally assume that supplements and foods are safe, because not too many people die from supplements, do they? The problems are more common than one would think. An examination of 23 calcium products in the year 2000 found that 8 were contaminated with lead. And often these guys will put lead into the supplement because then they can say it's highly absorbable. It's also highly toxic. Supplements derived from foods humans have a history of eating have an extra margin of safety. In my opinion, any supplement that you take should be made from food. We are designed as human beings to eat food. If you're taking a synthetic supplement, your body has to first look at it, identify it, break it down into components that it sort of recognizes before it can decide what it can use and what it needs to treat as a toxin and what it needs to get rid of as a waste product that it can't use at all. Think of a food that's wrapped in 6 layers of wrapping. You want to get down to the food that's right in the middle. So let's think of something, say for instance, a head of broccoli. You buy a head of broccoli, but it's encased in 4 layers of plastic wrap, and then in 2 layers of aluminium foil, and then put into a cardboard box. By the time you get down to your head of broccoli, you've discarded most of the packet or the packaging. So you've discarded 2/3 of that product that you bought. And this is what happens with a synthetic supplement. Your body's got to peel through all those layers to figure out what can I use and what is junk, what is waste that I've got to get rid of. So if your supplement is made from food, your body says, okay, I recognize that this is something that I've been pre-programmed to use and to utilize, and it can go to work a lot quicker. Food-based supplements have the advantage of providing not only the 21 vitamins and minerals considered essential, but also a wide variety of contingent factors and nutrients not yet recognized as being essential. Remember, I said this research is ongoing. Between 8 and 10 of the 22 amino acids that you'll find in food are considered essential for a healthy individual. Non-essential amino acids can become significant if one is ill or under stress or engaging in vigorous athletic competition. Now, the essential amino acids are ones that have to come from your diet. They're not made in your body. The non-essential amino acids can be made in your body. It is not enough that a supplement or food contains valuable nutrients. They must also be available for use by the body. Again, in the medical field, sometimes if you have a problem in the gut and you have to go for a specific type of X-ray, they will give you what's known as a barium swallow. And what that is, it's a barium, which is a radioactive compound that gets mixed up in almost like a protein shake. And they give you this hideous stuff that looks like a protein shake. It probably smells like a protein shake. It doesn't quite taste the same way. But when you drink it, it goes into your gut and it filters through. And then they take a series of X-rays because they can see how this barium flows through your system. But it's not absorbed by the body. And this is a crucial thing, because if that barium was absorbed, it would not be very healthy for you. But if it's going through, they can see, but it doesn't cause any problems, and it eventually filters out through the system. Regulation of supplements. As I said, the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, does not evaluate the effectiveness, safety, or quality of dietary supplements or the ingredients in them before they enter the marketplace. This is important to realize, as it means that there is no guarantee the product contains what it claims to. They can tell you it's got vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever, but it doesn't have to. Furthermore, a product may even contain varying amounts of the ingredients from batch to batch. While the FDA requires supplement manufacturers to adhere to current good manufacturing practices, or CGMP, which are intended to ensure the quality and safety of these products, compliance is not always enforced. The best way to ensure the quality of a product is to look for one that has been certified by a third-party company. In other words, somebody who is not actually, it's not the company. So if Neolife manufactures the products, they mustn't be the ones to say, oh yes, this has got what we said in there. It needs to get certified by a third party, and in our case, this is what's known as the SAB, or the Scientific Advisory Board. And this is a group of independent scientists who are paid for their services, obviously, but they independently verify everything that goes through that product and they test it. Third-party testing is not required by law. However, some supplement manufacturers voluntarily choose to undergo testing to show their commitment to producing high-quality products. One objective indicator of product quality is a Certificate of Analysis, or COA, which is awarded by an independent third-party company such as the NSF, USP, Banned Substances Control Group, or BSCG, or Consumer Lab. And I'll add in here the SAB, which is the Scientific Advisory Board. Most products that have been certified by one of these third-party companies have been tested for one or more of the following. The supplement contains what's stated on the label and in the amounts listed. So if your bottle says it's got 50 milligrams of vitamin B, if they do a random test on a batch, they need to be able to find that there is at least 50 milligrams of vitamin B in that supplement. Not 49 or 65 or worse, only 10% or 10 milligrams. And they need to make sure that the products are standardized from batch to batch, because you don't want to be able to take a batch that was made on a Friday afternoon, for instance, and so the ingredients have been getting a little bit low, so we'll just mix this one up. But it looks the same. It looks exactly the same as the batch that was made on Monday morning, but the Monday morning batch had 60 milligrams of vitamin B12, but the Friday afternoon batch only had 10 milligrams of vitamin B12. We don't know that. The label says it's still got 60 milligrams, but we don't know. So you need somebody who's got access to lab equipment to be able to do a random test of different batches and say that this batch, that batch, and the next batch all have got exactly the same amount of ingredients in it. Okay, my time is getting low. And they need to also check and make sure that the supplement is free of harmful levels of contaminants or other potential drug contaminants. Because, believe it or not, some supplements do have drugs in them. They don't tell you that. It's not even listed on the label. That can be listed under proprietary blend, for instance, or other ingredients. They don't have to tell you what it is. Might even be listed as a some obscure code. You don't know what it is. And the product mustn't contain any undeclared ingredients, like what I've just been saying, because they can say it contains yeast and it contains vitamin B12 and it contains cherries and whatever, but they don't have to say that they've also added in a bit of lead and they've added in a bit of cornstarch and they've added in, it mustn't have any undeclared ingredients. And additionally, if you're an athlete, it can be helpful to look for products that are NSF certified for sport, meaning that if you get tested, they won't find any banned ingredients in there, because when you look at a professional athlete, they can get tested randomly at any time. And literally, they can be in an off season, on holiday somewhere, and maybe it's 3 weeks before they start training. The NSF can contact them and say, listen, we need 2 urine samples from you delivered to XYZ in the next 24 hours. If they test one of those batches and they see maybe the guy had cold or flu and he was having a cough supplement or cough mixture. Sorry, you've been taking a banned supplement. You're out of training. That is how serious they are, because it's too easy to have these things that affect people in different ways. So they are extremely, extremely strict. And we've seen all the doping scandals. And that's why a lot of the professional athletes, if you offer them supplements, the coach is probably going to kick you and your supplement as far away as he can. But if you can show them the scientific research to show and to prove that the supplement that you're offering them has been tested and is pure food and is clear of any banned supplements, they will probably talk to you, which is exactly why some of our top athletes in this country are sponsored, not with money, but with product, because these guys know that they can trust our brand name. And this certification ensures that the product is free of more than 270 substances that are banned or prohibited by most major sports organizations. So I'm going to stop there, but we've still got about 6 minutes left. Does anybody have any comments or questions before I stop the recording?
Sean, I was just wondering, you did mention it, the Scientific Advisory Board, does New Life pay them?
They do, obviously, because they are doing a service, and anybody doing a service for anybody should be getting paid, but they are not employed as salaried staff.
Workers.
So, if they turn around and say to them, listen, what you've got in there is incorrect, they're not about to get fired.
Okay.
And in fact, they can fire Neolife more than Neolife can fire the SAB members. That's the big difference.
Thank you.